Synchronicity would seem to just be a fancy name for coincidence, but it's got a bit more substance to it than that. Carl Jung described it as meaningful coincidence, and he would know because he's the guy who invented it. What I know is my life is full of it. Everywhere I turn, synchronicity is ready to jump up and surprise me. I can't explain that. You need to study Jung, and even then you won't understand it. But I can give you some examples of it. I recorded a story about Bonnie Raitt. The guts of it was I booked some seats for a Bonnie Raitt concert and then I forgot to go to the concert. How dumb is that? So one Saturday afternoon I edited the video and uploaded it to YouTube, and that evening I went and had some dinner with a bunch of people. Our dinner time conversation covered a broad range of topics, and at some point we got on to France, and that led to a conversation about the time in the mid-1980s when French government terrorists sank the Greenpeace ship Rainbow Warrior, killing somebody in the process. The next day, on Sunday evening, I switched on the television set and was surprised to find they were broadcasting a documentary about the sinking of the Rainbow Warrior. Who would have expected that? And the next morning, on Monday morning, I got an email from a ticketing agency inviting me to book seats for a Bonnie Raitt concert that was coming up. It was the first time she toured in 3 or 4 years. These things are very unlikely coincidences. Having them both occur at the same time is just really weird. When I was just a boy, my dad used to call me Toby. My name's John. He knew that, but sometimes he'd call me Toby. Not all the time. And nobody else ever called me Toby. Just sometimes my dad would call me Toby. It was his special nickname for me. It was just a special thing between me and Dad. I don't know where he got the name from. I know there are people in the world called Toby, but I've never met any of them. I'm the only Toby I know. And Hooper isn't an uncommon name, but I've never met a lot of Hoopers who haven't been part of my immediate family. So when I hear the name Hooper, my ears prick up and I pay attention and think, who's this guy with my name? So I was delighted a few years ago when I discovered that there's a Hollywood movie director called Toby Hooper. How cool is that? He's got 2 of my names. Toby Hooper's the guy who made the movie The Texas Chainsaw Massacre back in the 1970s. And then he made Poltergeist and a whole lot of other horror movies. He's done a whole lot of stuff. That's pretty cool. In recent years, I've been enjoying a British TV series called Death in Paradise. There's a character on there who's a policeman called JP. They always just call him JP. He doesn't have a first name. He only has initials. But on the first episode that he was in, he was introduced to one of the other characters as Constable Hooper. It's his name Hooper, I thought. JP Hooper? That's my name. So, just to check that I hadn't misheard it, I googled it. The character's name is JP Hooper. How cool is that? And the actor who plays the part is Toby Hooper. I hope I pronounced that properly. His name's Toby. Seems to me that Hooper and Toby are names that go together. Pretty cool stuff. Synchronicity is meaningful coincidence. So where's the meaning in all this? That's where it gets a little bit wishy-washy. It might be different for each of us. It might be an individual thing. Part of the secret is in the word synchronicity. It's a reference to unrelated events appearing to be in sync with each other. And when coincidences happen in my life, I feel as though I'm in sync with the world. I see coincidences as road markers on the path I'm travelling on to remind me that I'm still on the right path. When I stray, the coincidences are few and far between. when I'm back on track, I'm bombarded with them. It makes me feel that the universe and I are working as one. It's really quite comforting. Synchronicity is my friend. You know, when I was getting my thoughts together ready to record this story, I was doing other things as well. One of the things I did was browse Netflix. I'm in the mood to watch a movie, but I don't have a particular movie in mind. I thought something science fiction would be good, so I browsed the science fiction category, and one of the first things that came up was a movie called Synchronicity. I haven't watched it yet. I think I might go and do that now.